really excited about our next guest. I went to high school with him. I worked with him, and he's doing some fantastic things on the big screen, the small screen, everywhere. Let's bring in actor, writer, producer David Ditmore. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Joe. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
I'm really grateful that you're here this morning, David, because we've been following your career for so long. You've done so many things. And, I read when you're going on auditions and I celebrate when you get parts. You're the guy we all celebrate because you're so beloved to so many people. And we're just so proud of what you're doing, the way that things are going now. How is it going for you?
It is really going well. And thank you. I appreciate you keeping up with what I'm doing. I enjoy the same watching you as you've kind of progressed through this thing, and now you've got your own show, which I think is absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
And very well deserved. But yeah, I'm having a great year. The surprisingly, the last year and a half during the pandemic time, my auditions have been better in numbers than I've ever had in my career, and I think that's a product of casting directors are seeing more actors because they can see them, sitting at home in their pajamas. So they're asking more folks to audition, which is great because that means I get in front of more casting directors. So I cannot complain at all about that. I'm really happy with it.
Tell me about Love Yourself? Is it a documentary? What exactly is it?
It is not a documentary, but it is a really interesting film. I did it for the 48-hour film project here in Nashville last year. I was set to be on a team as an actor, and at the very last minute, that team fell apart for a variety of reasons. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do a film on my own. So I wrote it myself, directed it, produced it, starred in it, edited it. And I thought, I know I'm going to be competing against teams that have a bunch of people and special effects and sound folks. And I thought, I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to write something that makes sense, is entertaining, meets all of the criteria that you have to meet in 48 hours, and get it turned in on time. And I did. So I considered that a win. And then I had some people say, you ought to submit it for festivals. And I, delayed on doing that. But recently I put those in, and I think I'm up to 5 festivals that I'm now either a semifinalist, finalist, or selected to be in. The Niagara Falls International Festival just notified me this morning they've selected me as a finalist.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of blown away and enjoying the ride.
I saw the one, David, San Francisco, the indie short. They've nominated you. That's a huge honor, David.
Well, thank you very much. I'm just glad for people to see it, to have the opportunity, to get it out there even further. So, it was an interesting experience.
And you got Toronto, Calgary. I mean, it's just you're becoming You're like Pitbull. I mean, you're worldwide.
Hey, that's great company to be in. If I can be as successful as Pitbull, I'll take it any day.
What was the first time you saw yourself on the big screen at the movie theater?
The first time that I saw myself on the big screen was a movie called Deadline. It starred Eric Roberts and Steve Talley, and it was shot here in Nashville. It was based on the true story. It was set in North Carolina, of a racial nature, and so they did their premiere here in Nashville, and then they did like a little multi-city tour. They went to my hometown in Charleston, and then outside DC, and then a couple other cities across the nation, and that was really neat. I got to have friends out, and they get to screen it and see it with me on the big screen. So that was a really special moment.
I loved the first time I saw you on the TV show Nashville. What, you playing a lawyer?
Yeah, it was an investigator.
Investigator, yes. Yeah, there you go.
Teddy was running for mayor, and they wanted to make sure he didn't have any secrets hidden. So they hired me and another guy to come in and kind of investigate his background and talk to folks. And so, I was on the second episode of the first season. I was really, really happy about that. That was an incredible opportunity. And it really helped. That show kind of helped convince Hollywood that you can do a major production, long run here in Nashville, because you don't just throw a network show on the air. And that show ran for 6 seasons, and it kind of changed the conversation, outside of just country music based movies and TV shows, that they could, we have the infrastructure, we have the crews, we have the locations, we've always had the music, and that's been a big component with soundtracks. But that TV show kind of gave Hollywood another look at Nashville. So I'm glad to have been a part of that.
And also, this is where I love your success. This is where I'm insanely jealous of you. We have up on the screen. You have your own IMDb page, David. That's huge.
Yes, thank you. That's my visual resume. So it's nice to, have a place if someone says, "Hey, have I seen you in something?" or "Where can I watch?" I can, I send them to that. Or I just got up my own website page, davidditmore.com. There are clips on that and links to where you can watch my past work, and that's an ongoing process. So yeah, check out both of those. Thanks for that.
All right, the movie you were in with Nicole Kidman, the name?
Boy Erased.
That was David. That was your part. That was pretty intense, my friend. And that's when I saw you on the big screen for the first time. That was a good movie, and you were outstanding in that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It was an important movie. It was a tough movie to watch, and Joel Edgerton directed that and co-starred in it as well. And he was an incredible actor's director. He really relied on input from us and talked to us about our characters and backstory, and was very organic in the process of building what he wanted that film to be. It was just an incredible opportunity. I was down in the Atlanta area for almost a month shooting with that. No big egos, just all about the work. Made some really great friends, and just feel honored to have been a part of that experience.
Was that the one where you got recognized the most? Because I mean, we all were talking about it and sharing the clips and everything, and that was a big deal, Dave.
Yeah, that was definitely the one that I've had more people ask me about. I was in the trailer for that. That was the first time that had ever happened. We had a red carpet premiere out in Hollywood. That was the first time that had ever happened. It was a lot of first. And like I said, I just, felt incredibly honored to be a part of that discussion and what that movie's about.
I just think it's fantastic. You're still working full time?
Yes, I am. Worked with one of your guests earlier in the show, Joe Case. I worked with him at Channel 5, and I have also worked with him at Fox 17. I'm a news producer over at Fox 17, and I have been there 21 years. I'm in my 22nd year there. So yeah, keeping busy with the news side as well as the acting. So, and I also have a taping business. I help actors in this area if they're taping auditions or need some coaching. I do that. So, and then as you've seen on Instagram, I'm doing pottery in my quote free time.
There you go, your free time. So davidditmore.com if they need to reach out to you.
That's right.
davidditmore.com. David, man, thank you so much. And again, I know we went to high school together, but just your success. And I'm sure you were told 55,000 times, don't act, you'll never make it. And here you are.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do.
All right. Thank you, David. Have a good day, buddy.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. David Ditmore. Get more information, davidditmore.com.